Hey everyone, Brendan Wiltsey here. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Shimoda Action X30 camera bag. So I'm going to cut right to the chase and let you know that this is my absolute favorite camera bag, and in this video I'm going to let you know exactly why. So I'm a landscape and nature photographer, and I have gone through many different camera bags over the years. And when I look at a camera bag for this type of use, which involves carrying camera gear and other gear many miles down rugged terrain and trails, there's 4 key attributes I look for as part of a bag. The first is the ability of the bag to carry camera gear as well as additional gear. And this is where many camera bags fail, in that they don't have a good way to carry all the other necessary gear that you need when you're going out for a long day of shooting in remote, rugged, or wild places. The second thing that I look for in a camera bag is the ability to carry a water bottle on the exterior of the pack. And this may seem kind of weird, but I really don't like water bladders or hydration bladders. I especially don't like them in my camera bags, where if they fail in any way, they're going to soak all of my gear. And I want to be able to get to my water without having to go to the inside of my pack. And you'd be surprised, there's quite a few camera bags out there where there's no way to carry a 1 liter size water bottle on the exterior of the pack. The third thing that I look for in a camera bag is the overall weight of the bag. I don't want a lot of extra bells and whistles or just things that are going to add to the weight of the pack that aren't particularly useful for me. If I'm going to be carrying a bunch of gear out many miles in the wilderness or through trails or various things, I want to be carrying the gear. I don't want to be carrying all this weight from the pack itself. So the lighter the weight, the pack, the better. The fourth thing that I look in a camera bag is how comfortably it is able to carry the weight of my camera gear and additional gear. I want to be able to carry that bag for 8-10 hours over many miles of trail and rugged terrain and be comfortable along the way. Okay, so let's break down each one of these 4 categories for the Shimoda Action X30 camera bag. So the first one, the most obvious, how well does the bag actually carry camera gear and additional gear? Well, the Shimoda bags have sort of a common way of accessing the camera compartment is through the back panel of the bag. This is nice in that if you do lay the bag down to access your camera gear, you're laying down the front of the pack on the ground, not the back of the pack. So this part that's going to be up against your clothing and your back is going to stay clean. There's a large zipper that allows you to access the interior of the pack. And in here I have my Sony a7R IV with a 16 to 35 millimeter lens, a 70 to 200 f2.8 lens, as well as some accessories. The nice thing about the Shimoda packs is you can customize the interior of the pack quite a bit. So they sell a variety of different camera units that fit on the inside of the pack. This one is the medium mirrorless camera unit, and it fits, what I need most of the time quite well. You will notice though that there's room up above. I could put a larger camera unit in here. So if I were needing to pack, say, my 200 to 600 millimeter lens in my pack, I might want to upgrade to a larger camera unit. On the flip side, if you don't need to carry this much gear and you want more space on the interior of the pack for other gear, then you could downsize to a smaller camera unit and tailor your pack basically to however you need. The inside of the back panel here also has a laptop sleeve. It'll fit most laptops as well as a tablet. And in terms of carrying additional gear, the pack has a roll top closure on the top, which I really like. Many of my day packs and backpacking packs have this type of closure as well. The main reason that I like it is it allows, it keeps sort of the weather and the elements out, and it allows for a lot of flexibility in terms of how much you can pack in this bag. So you can see that when I unroll it completely, the pack extends quite a bit. So if I need all of that space, I have this available to me, but when I don't need it, it rolls right down and has sort of a more compact footprint. On the interior of the main portion of the pack, this goes into the same compartment where that camera cube is, but there is a liner that divides the two with some interior pouches where you can put items, keep things organized. There is the ability to unzip this liner, so you could have one continuous space on the interior of the pack. I personally don't do that most of the time because I don't want small items that are meant to stay up here sort of falling down the sides or into the camera portion of the pack. And that space that's available with the medium camera cube and this size pack is more than enough for me to pack whatever I need for a day, whether that's a summer outing or even a winter outing. On the front of the pack, there's a few more ways to access the interior. There's a zipper across the front, which gives you the same access to that interior portion. I personally never use this, but I guess it's nice that it's there. And then there's one large front pocket across the front of the pack. I find this is nice to pack hat, gloves, those sorts of things down in here. There are a few little accessory pockets inside to keep smaller items organized, and there is an additional pouch in here that would fit a tablet if you wanted to put that up in the front of the pack as well. So the pack can carry all of my camera gear and all of the additional gear I need for a day outing, and even if I'm going really long distances, if I'm hiking 12, 14, 16 miles to do a landscape photo shoot, this is perfectly capable of carrying all of my camera and additional gear, really in any season as well. There are other ways to access the interior of the pack for your camera equipment. There is a side pouch, side entry here. I don't have this set up this way right now, but there's a side pocket on the camera cube, and you can get into the camera cube from the side of the pack. If you have this set up this way, you can actually tuck the interior flap here into the exterior of the pack, so this is all sort of nice and uniform when you get in there. This is handy if you need to access your camera quickly from the side of the pack, or if you want to swing the pack around sort of under your shoulder and get to your camera gear rather quickly. I tend not to shoot that way. If I'm in a situation where I think I'm going to need my camera readily on hand, I usually have it out of the pack already. So then, in terms of the ability of the pack to carry water, this may seem weird that this is high up on the list for me, but I really want my water to be easily accessible on the exterior of my pack when I'm out hiking or working out in the field. And so what I really like about the Shimoda packs is they really let you sort of do it however you want. There's tucked away inside of the side of the pack on both sides are these water bottle pouches. So you can pull them out. You can rethread one of the side straps through the exterior of it so that it holds your bottle nice and close to your pack and it's not flopping out all over the place. And this is a nice large pouch that fits a 1 liter water bottle. You can also use this to hold the legs of a tripod if you're attaching it to the side of the pack. So there's a lot of versatility here. And then if you're not using these, it's really nice that you can tuck them away and you have sort of a more streamlined or smooth overall fit to the pack when you don't need them. In addition to the water bottle pouches and the front pouch on the pack, other additional storage the pack has on the exterior is there are pouches on each of the shoulder straps that are large enough to fit most smartphones on one side, or you can fit pretty much any smartphone on the other. This other one expands quite a bit, and you could fit a small water bottle or snacks, those sorts of things on that side. So it's nice that you can have sort of your really essential items right available on your chest straps. There are very small pockets on the hip straps as well. They're not super secure. I wouldn't put anything in there that I wouldn't be willing to lose. But if you use sport gels or small snacks, those sorts of things, you might be able to tuck those away in these small pockets on the hip belts. My third criteria for a pack is the overall weight. And this is where the Shimoda Action X30 falls a little bit short in my mind. It weighs in at 6.5 pounds, which is quite heavy for a day pack. Of course, you know, we have all the camera protection and everything in the interior. It does use rather beefy, heavy-duty materials, which I appreciate from the perspective of the durability of the pack in the long run. Personally, I would be okay with a little bit lighter weight material if the meant the pack was going to be lighter overall. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I want to carry my camera gear and the items that I need. I don't want to be carrying a bunch of backpack that I don't really need. So at 6.5 pounds, it's a little bit heavier than I would like to see on a day pack, but it's not the worst that I've seen for a pack like this. And then my last criteria for a pack is how comfortably it can carry the weight that I need it to carry. And again, the Shimoda Action X30 comes in above average in this category, but not the most comfortable pack that I've ever carried. The hip belts are wide, but the padding is a little bit thin. But I find that overall they generally tend to be comfortable. The lumbar portion of the back panel of the pack is, again, quite padded, but a little bit thin. If this came out a little bit more, it would allow you to transfer more weight to your hips when you have the hip belts cinched down tightly around your hips. The shoulder straps as well are a little bit on the thin side, but they are quite wide, so they do distribute the weight over your shoulders quite well. And then there's a lot of customization that you can do to the suspension system on the pack. You can adjust the height of the shoulder straps on these little ladder chains they have at the top here. You can pull the top of the pack closer to yourself with these straps up here. And of course, you have the standard shoulder strap adjustments down low. And then there is a built-in sternum strap, and there is the ability to move that up and down to sort of customize where that sternum strap falls on your body. So overall, I've found this pack to be quite comfortable in terms of being able to carry all of my camera gear and all the additional gear that I bring along with me out in the field. So that is my review of the Shimoda Action X30 camera bag. I hope it was helpful to you. Thanks for watching.